You won't believe Curry did.
And the whole half. Steph from three-quarter court.
This wasn't just another great performance. It was a game that will go down in history. The kind of night that makes you question if he's even human. 56 points, 12 three-pointers, and a dagger from beyond half court that sent the entire arena into a frenzy. But here's the craziest part. This game wasn't smooth sailing. The Warriors were down big. It looked like the Magic had them locked up. But then something clicked. Curry flipped the switch, and what followed was one of the greatest shooting displays you will ever see. Every shot more ridiculous than the last. Defenders swarming him, didn't matter. Hands in his face, still catch. He was unstoppable. But it's not just about the numbers, it's the way he did it. The impossible angles, the deep bombs, the clutch shots when his team needed them most. And trust me, the way this game played out, it only made Curry's performance that much more legendary. Stick around, because this one had everything. At halftime, it looked like the Warriors were finished. The Magic had built a 17-point lead, and the energy in the building felt like a slow sinking ship. Paolo Banchero was playing like a man possessed, bullying his way to the rim and knocking down shots like he was the one auditioning for a highlight reel. The Warriors, they looked flat. The shots weren't falling, the defense was crumbling, and frustration was setting in. But then, right as the buzzer sounded for halftime, Curry pulled off something that didn't even seem real. A 50-foot bomb, a shot so deep it looked like he was just messing up. The ball floated in the air, the crowd held its breath, and then swing. That was the spark. That was the moment you could feel everything shift. And if you've ever worked under pressure where everything seems to be falling apart, but you know deep down that you still have a shot, then you know exactly how this moment felt. It wasn't just a lucky shot. It was a message. The Warriors weren't done yet. And just like that, the floodgates opened. The third quarter belonged to Curry, and there was nothing, absolutely nothing the Magic could do to stop him. He came out firing, launching threes from every angle, and suddenly the Warriors weren't just back in the game, they were taking over. Shot after shot, the momentum shifted. Orlando's defenders tried everything. They trapped him. They doubled him. They got physical. But Curry, he was in that zone where nothing else matters. Every release was pure. Every follow-through perfect. Every shot a dagger straight into the hearts of the Magic players. He poured in 22 points in the third quarter alone, completely flipping the script on a game that had once seemed hopeless. And just when the defense thought they could breathe for a second, just when they thought he might slow down, boom, another three. The crowd erupted. The Warriors bench lost their minds. The scoreboard, once showing a massive deficit, now had the Warriors in control. Curry wasn't just shooting his team back into the game, he was breaking the Magic spirit, one deep bomb at a time. But the Magic weren't ready to roll over just yet. They had been in control for most of the game, and even with Curry's explosion, they weren't about to let the Warriors walk away with an easy win. Paolo Banchero was still a force, muscling his way into the paint and knocking down clutch shots to keep Orlando in it. Every time it felt like the Warriors were about to pull away, the Magic answered. With just a few minutes left, the game was hanging in the balance. The lead swung back and forth like a pendulum, and the tension in the building was thick. Every possession mattered. Every mistake was costly. The Warriors needed one final push to put this game away, and everyone in the building knew exactly where the ball was going. Curry! The Magic threw everything at him. Traps, switches, pressure, but it didn't matter. With the shot clock running down, he stepped back, faded to the left, and let it fly. From deep, way deep. The ball hung in the air for what felt like an eternity. Then bang! Another three! And this one shattered whatever hope Orlando had left. That shot was the dagger, the kind of moment that defines careers, silences doubters, and cements legacies. The crowd erupted, but Curry? He just smiled, that confident, almost casual grin, like he knew this was coming the whole time. The Magic called a timeout, but it was too late. The damage was done. Curry had taken over, and there was no coming back from it. Every Warriors player fed off his energy. The defense locked in. The ball movement was crisp. And on the next possession, when the Magic collapsed on him again, Curry didn't force it. Instead, he dished it off for an easy dunk, sealing the game for good. The Warriors had gone from staring down a blowout loss to walking off the court. Victorious, all because of one man. 56 points, 12 threes. A masterclass in shooting, confidence, and the kind of clutch gene that only a handful of players in history possess. It wasn't just a win. It was a statement, a reminder that when Stephen Curry is locked in, no lead is safe, no defense is enough. No game is over until the final buzzer sounds. As the final buzzer echoed through the arena, Curry walked off the court like a man who had just done what he was born to do. No wild celebrations, no over-the-top reactions, just that signature strut, that quiet confidence that says, yeah, I did that. His teammates mobbed him, the crowd chanted his name, and even the Magic players couldn't do anything but shake. Their heads in disbelief. This was one of those performances that fans would talk about for years. The kind of game that gets replayed in highlight reels and argued about in barbershops. 56 points, 12 threes, a comeback that felt impossible until Curry made it happen. But beyond the numbers, beyond the records, this was something more. It was a reminder of why we watch basketball. For moments like this, for players who turn the impossible into reality. For the sheer joy of witnessing greatness unfold right in front of our eyes. And if there's one thing we've learned after all these years, it's this. Never, ever count out Stephen Curry. Because when the lights shine the brightest, he doesn't just rise to the occasion, he rewrites the script entirely. This game wasn't just another win. It felt like a warning shot to the entire league. The Warriors have been building momentum, and with Curry leading the charge, they look more dangerous than ever. And let's not forget, this team isn't just about one man. They've got depth, they've got experience, and most importantly, they've got chemistry. The addition of Jimmy Butler has given them a defensive edge, a toughness that makes them even harder to beat when the stakes are high. 5 straight wins, 7 out of their last 8. This is the kind of run that turns contenders into champions. Think about it. When was the last time Curry played at this level? This consistently with a team that's fully locked in. The last time this happened, they were lifting a trophy in June. And if this game proved anything, it's that the Warriors have that same championship DNA. So here's the real question. Can the Warriors go all the way this year? If this version of Curry shows up in the playoffs, if the team keeps this momentum, there's not a single team in the league that should feel safe. We've seen them do this before. We've seen the Warriors take over when the lights are brightest, when the pressure is at its peak. And with this kind of firepower, this kind of resilience, and this kind of leadership from one of the greatest to ever do it, why should this year be any different? The finals aren't just a dream, they're a real possibility. And if you're betting against Curry and the Warriors, you might want to think twice. Because the way they're playing right now, another championship banner might be on its way to the Bay.